Welcome to another episode of Tomb of Annihilation, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, where we all perish in our efforts to try and save the world.
Wow. I think you've been watching too much Dark Crystal. I'm just going to say that right.
Let's do our introductions and then we'll do a recap here. So, starting off at the bottom right there, we've got Kashcah.
Hi.
Who is
I'm
also,
DM.
the DM, Dungeon Master. Person in charge of
The
killing
DM.
us. Yes. And then straight up and to the left of her is Nerevar.
Here I am.
There you are.
Yes, and also I'll be playing Tobias Salazar, Spacial Summoner, and his idol, Arokh Ironscale. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. And then next to Nerevar we have Kellisto.
I am Callisto of the Buried God clan, and I am a half-elf druid, and I like a little tesh now and then.
A little tipple.
A little tipple. And then next to Kellisto we have Lyssa, who will be without camera today.
Yep, I am your friendly neighborhood Lizardfolk. Yay, Valia. I'm a big bad barbarian, tries to eat. And I don't like Tesh, but I encourage our druid to drink it a lot and get in trouble with me.
And then next to her is myself. I am Vallen. I will be playing Ulfgar Holderheck, a dwarf and bard sorcerer, who is currently a bit of a pickle. So let's do a bit of a recap here. I'm just going to kind of read the hashed notes that we had from last time, because a lot actually happened last time. We kind of ripped through a bit. But last episode 57, previously on D&D, Traps of the Nine Gods. We went to the temple, the Temple of the Nine Gods, and found Raznasi was actually an illusion talking to us at the entrance. We then checked the obelisk and found a clue list, which we used kind of on occasion. Okay, we really didn't use it, but we kept trying to. We found secret statues that reacted to the puzzle cubes not far from the entrance. We avoided the main entrance, though, because it tried to gas us, and we entered a side entrance after disarming / setting off several of the traps there. We entered into a hallway of floor traps. Beyond that, Ulfgar stuck his hand in a giant stone mouth and got lots of pain from a statue trap.
How do you know that one was a trap?
It's just the theme. Entered into a hallway of... Then we entered a multi-layered area and saw someone put on a mask and disappear before our very eyes. Proceeded to a rust-inducing statue with an immune shield that drew metal toward it like a giant electromagnet. Tobias almost lost his gear to a rapid rust effect, but was turned into a bear. By Ulfgar instead, avoiding the rust effect, or at least stopping it from completely destroying his gear. We proceeded toward a large metal scythe blocking a hall, and decided to, instead of try and proceed through a giant potentially spinning fan blade, we proceeded.
It wasn't actually spinning.
I know, potentially.
It was stationary.
It could, and we had every suspicion that it would. We instead decided to go towards a crypt, because, it's safer to go to the crypt. They're already dead. Yeah, that's what we thought.
And right now, they're not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, we're fighting necromancers, so we really got to think that through. So instead, we went to the crypt, found several holes in the walls, and a glowing skull floating in a box on a pedestal, as you can see here. Ulfgar saw a skeleton in the corner, though, while he was inspecting the room, and said, "Hey, there's a skeleton over here." And right then, the skeleton stood up and said, "Yep." Something along those lines.
And it's September.
And it's September. There you go. So, Kashcah, did I leave anything out?
No, I don't think so. Oh, I mean, you did talk about like this being a, you know, an actual kind of sarcophagus as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Yeah, so there's a stone sarcophagus in the center. The lid is carved with a coiled serpent. You know, carved to depict a coiled serpent. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So.
But there was the skeleton in the corner. Ulfgar was approaching the skeleton, and you said that it animated?
Yes. So skeleton. As you approach the skeleton, well, how are you approaching it? I guess are you like just kind of like creeping up to it? Or?
I had both weapons out. I was inspecting the room for any kind of traps and stuff. I saw a skeleton. I started walking up to it, and that was pretty much it.
Okay. All right. And the thing that you were trying to remember why nobody else joined you in this room of fun, and that's because there were in this carving here that you climbed through the mouth of. There are actually 2 flames in the eye sockets, and as you climbed through, one of those flames went out.
Yep. There you go.
So it kind of stopped everybody else in their tracks, and they decided to let you kind of do the
We
work.
decided to let you test the waters for it.
Go get him, Ulfgar.
Yeah. So the skeleton, so 2 things happen, right? First of all, the skeleton isn't a normal looking skeleton. Here, let me show you. Actually, I have a
Great.
handout of what, well, I think we described this a little bit last time, but I have a handout and I will show that to you, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. There you go.
Oh, so it's like
It's
the
a
mummy.
key.
So they have like this skeleton has, it's just the one. I know there's multiple in the pictures there, but there's just the one skeleton. But he has this like metal structure on top of his head and kind of around his neck, right? And it's really kind of weird looking. So he's not a normal skeleton. He does have like, Ulfgar, you notice he does have kind of 2 daggers in his like the belt that he's wearing. It's kind of this old decrepit belt with a couple of dagger hilts on it, or scabbards, sorry, not hilts, and there are two kind of daggers hanging out there, but the skeleton is not he doesn't grab the daggers or anything, or it doesn't grab the daggers.
Okay.
So that's kind of, so hang on, let me.
Okay.
So the skeleton looks at you, and you'll get a roll for this in a minute. It's, I mean, obviously there's no like facial kind of expression, right? But it motion is very panicked, and turns its back to you and runs up the wall. Just kind of clambers up the wall and is up in the corner now, like looking kind of back over its shoulder at you, like not happy. If it could hiss at you like a cat, it probably would. So that's the first thing that happens.
Quick question.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's like a humanoid type skeleton,
Yeah.
not a spider skeleton.
It is not a spider skeleton. It
Okay.
just has 2 arms and 2 legs, but it's really good at climbing. So it does that. So it clambers up and Kellisto and Valia, you hear this kind of clattering of bones together as this skeleton kind of clambers up the wall and then turns back around and looks down at Ulfgar. So that's the first thing that happens. The second thing that happens is, Ulfgar, in your mind, you hear a child's voice. And it's a little girl's voice. And she says, "It's so dark in here. Why is it so dark? I can't see anything. I can't see where I am." Okay, so that's all right. So now, and those 2 things happen kind of simultaneously.
Now,
So
this room is not dark, though, is it?
it's not. The skull is glowing, and you know, it's not well lit, but it's definitely kind of has some light cast around it, slightly eerily color light.
Okay. All right.
because it's an eerie skull. But yeah.
Okay.
So there you go, Ulfgar.
So this skeleton that's in front of me, or above me, or that's climbing the wall, it's not of small child stature, is it?
No, it's an adult humanoid-looking skeleton.
Okay. Ulfgar bellows loudly. So the rest of the group most likely will hear this. He'd say, "Release the girl, foul beast!" And he'd try hopping and giving it a whack with his axe.
Okay. So Kellisto and Valia, and Tobias, you all hear this. I know Tobias has had to step away for a sec, but you all hear this. So, that's kind of Ulfgar's reaction. What's your reaction to all these shenanigans?
I yell into the mouth and like, what are you talking to? Who are you talking?
They've got a girl trapped in here.
Oh, hang on a sec.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just look at Callisto and I'm like, what is in there? Some kind of gas? I think he's losing his mind.
Doesn't take gas for that.
Well, I suppose I look at her and I'm like, I suppose I should go in there and see what he's on about. He probably just found somebody else to talk.
Can I see if I can break like any of the stone around that mouth to make the opening wider?
So the opening looks wide enough for you to fit through, Valia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I go in through.
Okay.
I just yell in, "I'll wait for you right here."
So Valia,
Thank you.
You notice as Callisto climbs through, the other flame in the eye socket snuffs out.
I just yelled through. The other fire thing went out, so you might get trapped. It's nice knowing. I just yell back. I'm gonna yell back at Tobias. Tobias, we have a problem. You want to get up here?
Oh,
He's a bear.
It wasn't me this time. It's not me this time.
He's a bear. Don't forget he's a bear.
Oh, I forgot he was still a bear.
question: do my bear butt will fit through this hole?
Right, is your bear butt medium sized?
He's a brown bear, so I don't know.
Hang on, let me look at brown bears.
Do we have brown bear options?
It's gonna be like a Winnie the Pooh situation. All you see is his butt sticking out, and it looks like the mouth is actually eating him.
It does. I mean, you might be able to squeeze through there, but it looks like it would be a very tight fit.
I'm just like, here, let me help you in there.
You're gonna get a bear chomp is what's gonna happen.
Tobias, are you trying to climb through?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Do I even have a choice though?
I mean, it's entirely up to you, right? You saw. Let me tell you this because you might have missed this, but when Kellisto climbed through, right, in the skulls of this mask that's right here, carved into that people are climbing through the mouth of, right? There was one empty eye socket, and one eye socket had a flame in it. When Kellisto climbed through, that flame went out. So now there are no flames in the eye sockets.
No flames.
No flames.
No flames.
And something's changed in the room?
Nothing has changed in the room, aside from Ulfgar yelling. What did you yell, Ulfgar?
Let go of the girl, you wicked beast. Something like that.
There you go.
I'm just gonna look at Bear Tobias there, and I'm shaking my head. I'm not going in there.
It's a bear Tobias.
Bear bias.
Bear bias.
Yeah, I'll try to go in.
Okay, so
I'll just squeeze. I'll just try to shove him through.
so you are going to, it's going to take you a bit, right? Because this opening is a bit smaller than you are. right? So, um, okay, so you are kind of wedged in the jaw, right? And you're kind of wiggling through, and it is just all out Winnie the Pooh trying to get through the door, right? So, and you hear, as you kind of like wriggling yourself through, you hear, a sudden like release of gears, like gears are spinning suddenly. So do you want to proceed, or are you going to? You have
Do
like
we hear
Do
that?
I hear this at all?
Valia, I think you would, standing right there, like.
I just like start pushing harder. I'm like, Tobias, I think this thing's gonna close. You need to lay off the fish, buddy. I'm just gonna keep shoving him as hard. I'm gonna put my shoulder into him.
Make a
'Cause I
strength. Make a strength check, Valia. See if you can shove this bear through this door.
Pushing a grizzly through a bear, through a hole.
Yeah, so Tobias, you're kind of like, oh my god, this kind of hurts, like, ow, like, but you're
Or
right.
you see his bear mouth on the other end going, rah!
Yeah, so something like that.
Kellisto, you see a bear that looks like it's in some pain being shoved through this jaw.
I feel violated.
I shout back. I'm like, pull him out.
I
Don't
mean, I
push
didn't
him,
get
pull
the
him out.
spear out, so, you know. It hasn't come to that yet.
Okay, so the gears stop spinning, and the jaw of this giant skull that you're climbing through the mouth of chomps.
And question: where is our cleric?
She is kind of wandering around in a daze, like over here.
She's painting a mural on the wall
So hang
She's
on,
kind of
Tobias, I'm
zombie-like
gonna
right
put you-
now.
for
I'm gonna put
another
you,
for
like,
another
there you go.
trap for another set of adventures.
You're
'cause
trying
we're all
to wriggle through the door right now. Okay, so the jaw chomps down on you, Tobias, and you take some damage from this chomp. So let me do a roll.
If I'm not mistaken, he currently has 34 bear hit points.
I'm just like frantically trying to shove him through, thinking that's what was gonna happen.
So you take 17 bludgeoning damage from this giant stone jaw chomping you.
That's half of my current HP.
Yes, half bear points have been halved.
I don't like where it's going. I'm going to squeeze myself
Into the room.
into the room.
Okay. You're gonna need some help with that because you're a large creature trying to fit through a medium hole.
I'm just going to trash myself.
Okay. So Callisto, you see on your left maybe is a bear that just got chomped pretty hard and is trying very hard to fit through this medium-sized hole, even though he's a large-sized bear. And on your right, there is Ulfgar standing, looking up at a skeleton that is kind of like spidered to the corner of this room, that has its head like kind of twisted around in a very uncomfortable manner, looking down at Ulfgar, and Ulfgar is kind of swinging up at this. What do you want to do, Callisto?
I yell at Ulfgar. I'm like, leave him alone. Change Tobias back. He's getting chomped. Play with him later.
Valia and Ulfgar, what are you guys doing?
Do I hit the skelly? I don't know if I can reach it. I don't know how tall the ceiling is.
That's a good question. Hang on, I will have that answer very momentarily. Just give me 2 secs. So the ceiling is about 12 foot high.
Okay. Very nearly 5 foot.
Okay. So, make.
Jump check.
I was going to say make an athletics check, and then make an attack. Well, we'll make an athletics check first to see if white dwarves can jump. Sorry, I'm sorry.
So bad. So bad.
Not high
this
enough.
day.
No, you kind of jump and try to swing at him, and you're just not close enough. Alright, so you're trying to hit the Skelly Valia. What about you?
I'm just, I guess, seeing that chomp on him. I'm like, we might want to untransform before this thing gets tighter, and I'm just gonna try to, I guess, it's time to get the javelin out. I'm gonna try to wedge it between the corner of the mouth and the bare butt, and try to see if I can pull it open somehow.
Okay. Right. Yeah, make a strength check with your make a strength check. To use your javelin to so you've got it wedged, and you're kind of like, you think you're making a little bit of progress to kind of lever it open. So Tobias, you now need to make a escape check. Wait, hang on, what is it? Is escape artist still a thing?
Hold on.
Sorry.
There is.
I have the crossover thing going on that just.
When it's my turn, I'd like to cast a spell.
Oh, so you can choose actually, Tobias, between making an acrobatics check or a strength check to try and get yourself out of this mess.
I think being a bear, it's better for the athletics, isn't it?
Do I have altered stats as a bear beside the HP?
I think we were referring to Callisto's transformation sheet before, but
But didn't you change?
Yeah, I have it
Tobias?
open. What was the question?
he wants to. He either needs to make an acrobatics or an athletics check, and he doesn't know which stat is better for a bear.
But the question is, and this is for you, Ulfgar, because you transformed Tobias, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did Tobias's stats change when you polymorphed him?
The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast.
Okay, so you have bear stats, Tobias.
Okay, and bear stats for strength or acrobatics?
Strength is 19 plus 4.
Mhm.
Dex is 10 plus 0. Constitution is 16 plus 3.
So then, is there anything for athletics? If not, then it's just a straight +4.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so then make a roll like d20 plus 4 to see if you can stick yourself Winnie the Pooh. Oh, you are still wedged at the moment.
I'm going to cast Stone Skin on him.
Okay. Alright. So you have resistance. Very nice. Okay. Alright, which you are going to need because, wait, hang on. Have we been around, basically? Yeah, we've been around. Everybody's done a thing. So, the jaws try to chomp down on you further. Luckily, Valia's strength with the javelin is preventing that from doing as much damage as it would, but it is still chomping you. Oh, except I can't actually type. There we go. So you take 12 points of damage this time from...
But it'd be halved, yeah.
Yeah, but it would be half because the resistance from Stone Skin, so you take 6 points of damage from these skull jaws chomping down on you.
Okay, so I got 11 now.
Okay.
It's not looking good.
So what has happened? Is it like going like this? Is it?
No,
like...
it's just gradually increasing pressure.
Okay. All right.
It's not like.
So,
Although that would be fun.
provided that it looks like he would pop out safely, Ulfgar would release the spell.
Okay. All right.
It doesn't take concentration. So I'm assuming he can still just negate it, though. It doesn't say anything about you can end it at any time, but no spell actually says that. It just says up to.
Okay. All right. So Tobias, okay. So you turn back to your normal self, and the difference in shape between you and the bear allows you to kind of like the jaw is currently wedged open at bear size, and you are now Tobias size. So you can either enter or exit the room at this point.
I'm going to wedge myself against the door and push into the chamber.
Okay. Yeah. Now you're medium size. You can just kind of crawl the rest of the way through without any difficulty.
I'm just like backing off.
Here's a question for you. Does he still benefit from stone skin?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Okay, so Valia, Tobias wriggles through.
And while I'm just crawling inside, like I'm going to point towards Ulfgar. I'm never dare change me into a bear again.
Does not appreciate being Winnie the Pooh.
Ulfgar would kind of ignore the comment. You see, he probably would make note of it, but he seems to be more like hopping at this skeleton on the ceiling and saying, "It's got a little girl trapped somewhere in here. Help me."
So you all hear at this point, this girl's voice, and she sounds quite afraid and quite panicked, and she says, "Where am I? How did I get here? Are you friends? Are you friends of my father?"
Friends, since
you all hear this telepathically as well. It's not audible.
Since Tobias experienced like just mental assaults from my girl, he's not going to trust the voice, and I would like to make an insight check.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Just to figure out what's going on.
It is indeed the skeleton mimicking sounds with its little fingers. Telepathically.
Wow. You
Yes.
You believe that this actually is a girl's spirit, and she seems to be very disorientated, very confused.
The entrance is closed, right?
No. Valia has it wedged open at the moment with her javelin. Unless Valia, are you still keeping it open, or are you?
Yeah, I'll try to keep it open. And I'm just yelling. I'm like, this thing's trying to close, so y'all might want to wrap up what you're doing, or forever just stay there with whatever you're talking to in there.
I'm just going to lean towards the hole, like, would you mind to grab Aelia? We might have some spiritual situation.
Just grab Aelia while you're holding the javelin. Just
I just look at him and I'm like, you. And I just yell over my shoulder. I said, if I let go of this, y'all are gonna be stuck. So I just yell it for Aelia over my shoulder. Okay. Hey, zombie girl!
Ulfgar says, "That's it," and he shoots firebolt at the
Okay.
at the skelly.
Okay.
At least I think it's firebolt. Hold on. Yes, firebolt. Do you want me to roll? Or wait?
No, do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Kellisto, how about you? What are you up to?
I don't believe it's a real person.
What the...
So I say that. I'm like, that's not a real person. And I look at Tobias. I'm like, you're stoned now. Why don't you just hold it open?
Oh god.
I just like giggle a little bit.
So I look up at the. I look at the ceiling because I'm like, what is Ulfgar look? Do I know what that thing is at all? Is there any kind of?
It looks like a modified skeleton, like someone has like, just kind of hacked skeleton, like.
Alright, I'm gonna look around the room then, so we can get out of here.
Okay. Yep, nice nat 1 on your firebolt there.
Thank you.
You try casting, and right as you cast, the voice in your head goes, "Why can't I see anything?" And yeah, you just kind of like fail your spell completely. So you look around the room, Kellisto, and you see the sarcophagus with the coiled serpent carved on top here. You see all these little niches like in the walls, and they're all filled with skulls, actually. It's a little disturbing. So they're all kind of crusted with mud and everything, and they're all just kind of, these skulls are like crammed into all these little niches in the wall. And then behind the sarcophagus here is a marble pedestal. On top of it sits an ornate crystal box, and inside that box a small humanoid skull is floating and glowing. It's this weird, kind of casts this weird green glow over the room.
I look back and shout, "The little girl's dead. She's right there." And I point to the box.
The skeleton, kind of like fearing you a little, seeing you try to cast, scuttles across the ceiling, and goes and hides kind of over in this corner.
Do I recognize this type of skeleton? Or just looks like normal skeleton to me?
So it looks like a normal skeleton to here, right? And then after that, it's got this weird metal brace around its neck with a triangle in it, and this whole metal thing on its head. It looks like it's like embedded into the skull that is also triangle shaped.
No. What I am asking if Tobias would knew something about this type of skeleton. If he could, I can roll on anything.
Well, you could make an Arcana check, I guess.
Since I succeeded in some sort of reanimating a dragon, so I could knew something about this, at least.
Being the practiced necromancer that you are.
Yeah.
Hey, that's golemancy, not necromancy. that's a different. I'm not ripping souls.
Potato.
So here's what you know about the skeleton. It's not acting like a normal raised skeleton acts. Like normal, like necromancy, right? When a necromancer raises the undead and animates the skeleton, it's more aggressive and fairly evil. And this one just seems to be, it has weapons, but it does not seem to be aggressive towards you.
Discord's acting weird.
And you can see, like, and the skeleton is, like, eyeballing around the room, like, if it had eyeballs, It's just kind of like, its head is moving as if it's looking around the room a bunch.
As it scuttles away, Ulfgar shouts to it, "Get back here, you cheeky wee bastard!" And he starts warming up for another shot.
Okay.
I'm going to extend my arm towards it, like, trying to hold over. Hold your horses.
Well, you heard the lass. She said that it killed her.
I'm like, what are y'all talking to in there, weirdos?
You're deaf from this screaming.
There's a skeleton.
The voice in your head says, I'm not dead. I can't be dead. No, that can't be true. No.
Am I hearing this too, or am I just hearing them talking to whatever?
You hear them talking to whatever. They're like, you don't hear the child's voice yet.
I'm like, yep, it's gas, all right. Y'all might want to come out of there.
We're not eating the freaking bananas now. Come on. There's a skeleton climbing on the ceiling in here. It's killed the little girl, and we're trying to kill it.
I'm not dead. I can't be dead. No, no. And she's like really getting emphatic and panicked and anxious.
Getting her really upset.
I'm like, I'm debating on whether I should just close y'all in there because you're seeing things. I don't hear or see anything. Y'all might want to come out.
Where am I? I demand that you tell me right now. This can't be true. Why is it so dark? Where is my father? She sounds really, like, distraught.
I go inspect the pedestal and the little girl's skull.
Actually, question: does anyone have light?
The skull is giving light in the room. It's very dimly lit.
I had to drop my torch when I was shoving your bare butt through the hole.
Yeah, so there is a torch on the ground outside.
Fair enough.
It's going to just amuse me for quite a while.
And now I'm using both hands to hold the spear in the mouth so it doesn't close on you guys.
So the Kellisto, you're looking at the skull in the box. It seems to be floating like as if it's in some kind of like stasis, or like there's definitely a lot of magic going on in that crystal box.
I just reach in and grab it.
Bye.
Let me think. Hang on. That was totally unexpected.
All the skulls in the room animated.
How was that unexpected? That's the first thing that I would think to do.
Because I'm not in the room with you telling you to do it.
You could have just licked it.
Okay, so the crystal box itself is like a box, like a little mini chest made of crystal. So you don't actually see like an easy way to open it.
Okay. But can I grab the box?
Yeah, you can grab the box. Okay.
What's in the box?
It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Spoilers!
And then I shout at the other two, "Hey, open up the sarcophagus."
What about him?
Valia,
Cheeky bastard on the ceiling.
you notice that your javelin is starting to splinter a little bit under the pressure of...
I'm like, guys, if you're doing it, you better do whatever it is because my javelin's gonna break and I'm gonna be very unhappy. I mean, I can make another one, but just come on, get out of there.
I'm gonna head towards the opening with the box.
Okay.
Before she gets there, Ulfgar would probably take a step forward and cast the knock spell on the doorway.
On the skull?
Yeah.
Like this doodad here.
It's sliding down and everything. He'd cast knock on it to see if he could shut it off.
Can I see the description for knock, please?
Yep.
If you have it handy.
Un minuto.
I'm trying to decide if this actually counts as a door.
There you go.
Oh, door, box, chest, set of manacles, or other. Okay. All right. Yeah. Other objects that contain a mundane or magical means that prevent access. Okay. So yes, so you go over to, because is it a touch attack or touch? Oh no, within range. Okay. So you're just standing right there casting knock on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Valia suddenly.
He says, "Melon."
Suddenly the jaw just kind of just goes slack and you kind of almost lose your balance actually because you were having to apply so much pressure to this, and then suddenly no pressure is needed and the jaw just opens loosely. Yeah.
I just like rub my hands and stuff. I'm like, you could have done that sooner.
There's like death stare from Tobias side on to the Ulfgar.
Well, currently Callisto's leaving the room with the only light source. So
Actually, I think that.
Ulfgar, I guess Callisto's leaving the room with the skull.
Well, I'm headed toward the door. I'm not leaving yet. Oh,
What
hey.
are you doing? What are you doing?
There you go. The skull. Skull in the box. There we go.
Oh, cool.
It's a skull in a box, huh?
It's portable.
Better than other things in a box.
So Ulfgar and Tobias, make intelligence checks for me, please.
Oh crap! Are you serious? An intelligence check?
Not a save. It's just a check.
That's still.
Myself.
There you go. This is my -1. Oh, but I get a +1 for my bardic stuff, and I get a 4.
Okay.
So-
I think Ulfgar is too distracted by the skeleton. That's
definitely.
Loitering up in the corner on the ceiling. But Tobias, you think that the serpent coiled on the top looks a lot kind of like a Jakuli. The one that's carved in the top of the sarcophagus.
Meanwhile, Ulfgar's pointing his axe at the skeleton on the ceiling. You're lucky Aelia's not here now. She'd be stabbing the good sense out yeah, wee bugger. Now get down here and fight me like a proper. It's just getting all flustered.
The skeleton kind of clacks its jaws at you.
He's like, ting ting, come on. Come on, me. Toss me.
Yeah,
Aelia is slowly making her way around, by the way.
do those Jakuri looking ornates are moving, or this
No.
is like
Nope. Not moving at all. Looks like it's carved in stone. It just looks, and you kind of catches out of the corner of your eye, looks a bit like a Jakuli instead of just a plain serpent.
if I remember correctly, Jakuli was very deceptive. If I do recall correctly. Yeah. Am I right?
I leave that to your interpretation of Jakulis.
What's Jakuli?
Oh, here,
It's
hang on. I
a
can
bubbly
show you.
spa that makes you very relaxed.
Oh my god.
I totally you went mute on my end for. Oh, okay. Oh, that thing. Oh
Yeah.
god.
It's
I remember this
thing that
serpent.
bit her face from the tree.
Yeah, it was responsible for deception.
So I yell at them again. I said, "Open up the sarcophagus."
The child's voice seems to have kind of calmed a bit, but is still saying, "Please tell me where I am. Why is it so dark? Where is my father? Is he looking for me?"
Callisto,
Sure,
see
sure,
what you
honey.
can do
He's
to-
looking for you.
See what you can
Just
do to
gonna
calm
walk
the
in the-
lass.
Oh, thank the nine gods.
Can I walk in the room
Where
now at
am
this
I?
point now that it's open?
Yeah. Yep, you can head on in.
Right, Tobias,
How did I get here?
that guy up there gives us the wrong look. You kill
I
him.
don't understand why I
I'm
can't
gonna
see
try
anything.
moving this thing.
I just look at everybody like, what? Where is that voice coming from?
I hold out the box and I say, "From here."
I'm like, can I see that?
Sure. It's a little girl though, so be a little careful with.
Valia, we need your help in here. Try to move this heavy thing.
I'm in here. What do you
Don't
need?
you even dare.
There we go. There we go.
Slowly walk over and touch the top. This thing right here, the rub my claw.
There's this kind of like, oh, it makes it like nails on a chalkboard, you know, as lizard lady
It's funny.
claws go down the sarcophagus.
And Ulfgar's already leaning against it, going.
I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know what's in there. What's
you
this
friends with my
box? What's
father?
that? What is this skeleton thing?
I don't know. I assume the sarcophagus probably has the little girl's body. So maybe if we reunite them.
Okay,
be okay.
do we open it and what?
I don't know. Let's just see what's in there.
The girl says it's dark. We need to let her out.
Well,
It is
why
dark.
would this?
The dwarf
Why
is
would
right.
this box be hanging out here? What?
I just don't
what do you
understand
think?
why it's so dark. Sorry.
I just yell at her. If you don't be quiet, I'm gonna make you into bone powder.
Oh, Valia,
We'll
watch out for
figure
that
this
thing on the
out.
ceiling there. Just so you know, there's a skelly there. Just
Where? I don't see anything. It's
right
dark in here.
there. And he goes,
Hold on.
oh, right. And then he casts light on her Warhammer this time.
And
Yeah,
you,
could you cast light on the skeleton instead?
Yeah, that
can't
might
reach
be a
it.
little bit easy.
He's got to touch it.
Yeah, you're a little short to touch the skeleton. Okay, good point.
One radioactive skeletons running around.
And the box is just the box that she's holding. That's the thing that was glowing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
cast this eerie green light over the room.
I'm like, are you sure it doesn't have anything to do with this box? Should we just smash the box?
No, don't smash it. Just help me lift the lid. You might
so
hurt the girl
Are you
inside.
trying to move the lid?
Yeah.
Ulfgar?
It's just that
Okay,
he's
make
so.
a check.
I'm going to shove Ulfgar towards the Kellisto and like open the box.
You make a strength check, Ulfgar, for pushing on the sarcophagus lid.
Should I do the same?
Are you pushing on the sarcophagus lid, or you're pushing on
I'm-
Ulfgar?
He pushed our.
I'm trying to shove Ulfgar towards Kellisto.
I just reach over to Callisto. I'm like, here, you hold it and I'll open it.
I'll take it from her.
Oh my gosh, we're opening all the things at once. It's like a birthday
Yeah.
party.
Make-
Surprise!
Okay, hang on. Ulfgar said he was opening the sarcophagus first. Ulfgar, strength check.
The one time I probably shouldn't. I got it. Oh no, that's average.
That's a save.
I got -1. So.
That's the same.
Oh, whoops. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry, I thought I clicked on the word strength. I probably did, but the wrong spot. There you go. Not bad for a -1+1.
It's not. You kind of give it a big heave, and it pushes aside.
Oh, it does?
It does. And then the next moment, Tobias is shoving you, actually. So are you going to resist being shoved by Tobias?
I don't think he would have anticipated it.
Okay. So then you're shoved towards Tobias, you were shoving Ulfgar towards Kellisto?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're shoved kind of towards Kellisto.
Okay.
So you almost bump into her with this crystal box and glowing skull.
There we go.
Hey, watch it.
So the sarcophagus lid is kind of like slides off and boom. There's a big like boom as it hits the floor. Stone lid.
In there.
Yeah, the Tobias is there, so what does he see?
What do I see?
Well,
What do I spy with my little eye?
Valia was also there though, because she was scraping her nails down. So Valia and Tobias see inside.
Death.
Let's see. There's a bundle of faded cloth. And then atop of these rests a staff. Let's see if I've got.
Has it got a little girl in it?
No, it's kind of a pale, like almost. It almost looks like it's made of like a really pale wood or a bone or something. And it's a tall staff, right? And it is quite ornate, and at the top of the staff it kind of hooks over and has this snake looking head to it.
I told you don't open it.
I just look at you and said, it wasn't me this time. None of this was me this time. I'm like, Kellisto, bring the box over here.
You up there! Get back in your bed! He's pointing at the crypt.
The skeleton clacks its teeth at you some more.
I walk over and I look into the sarcophagus and it's like, oh, I was expecting a body.
I'm just trying
It's
to
up
reach over and
there.
open the box. I'm like, I wonder what this does, so I'm going to open the box.
So there's no clear way to open this crystal box.
Boo.
It looks like it's one complete piece, which is quite impressive in itself.
Right. I'll pick up the staff.
Okay, as soon as you pick up the
Probably
staff,
gonna be
green smoke starts billowing from the serpent's mouth on top of the staff.
I told you it was gas the whole time.
And it coils around you, Valia, almost like it is a serpent, this green smoke, and it whispers in your ear, "Let me help you. I promise to be good."
I'm just looking around. I'm like, where did that come from? Did y'all hear that?
I
What
look
you
at her
doing?
like, you mean the little girl?
And here
No,
I'm.
no.
I look on the chatter on my sheet.
So, hang on one second, because I need to share something with you, Valia. I'm going to put a handout in your journal.
Ooh,
So this is just for you.
I didn't know you could do that. That's cool.
That's what we needed, Barbarian Sorcerer.
Let me make.
Barbarian sorcerer. Told you I was magic this whole time.
So there we go. And then I also need to check one other thing.
Ulfgar hikes his axe up to the skeleton again. This is all you're doing! Quit your magic! Come on down here or I'll shoot another firebolt at you.
So make a charisma saving throw, please, Valia.
Oh. She has a +10 to charisma saving throws.
I use.
No.
Yeah. Luck,
I'm
go
gonna
for
use
it.
my. Yeah, use my.
What a good choice.
Ouch! No.
You can keep
Okay.
using luck. You got two
So,
more, right?
So then you...
Uh,
Did you see the handout?
no. Could you tell me the name of it? I was looking for it.
It is Moa's Spirit handout.
Okay, that's what I thought that was. Yeah, I found the handout.
Okay. So then that is
Oh
now
crap!
is now
That's not really good for my character.
Oh, shoot.
Well, I don't know. It actually might work. My flaw.
So Valia, you feel like you have somebody else inhabiting your body alongside you now.
Great.
So you guys see this kind of green smoke swirl around Valia, in as if it's coiling around her like a serpent, and then let's say it just kind of like coils around her body until the snake of the green, the green smoke snake is kind of facing her, like just looking her dead in the eyes, and then just kind of like rushes forward into her face, and the smoke kind of dissipates.
You're right. What's that? Poison? You okay? Can you breathe? Speak.
Just for giggles, I'm gonna use the power
Oh God.
real quick.
Okay. All right. Valia turns invisible. Valia vanishes.
Great.
You cannot see her.
Great.
Sorry.
Oh God! It disintegrated her. Great. Did the staff disappear with her?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Oh god,
that's different.
That can't be good.
Did she teleport? Where did she go?
I'm just going to pick up a pebble and just like throw it in the place where Valia was.
I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna like throw some rocks, like just kind of throw pebbles around, just random places.
Okay.
Ulfgar starts shouting for the skeleton to bring her back.
So in your mind, Valia, you hear this spirit's voice kind of speaking to you, and they say, I think we are going to have a battle of the wills. You seem to be acting in quite a dishonest manner in this moment.
I just think to myself, like, it's just for fun, nothing more. So I'll pop back up.
Did you just give her a conscience?
So Valia kind of pops back into. You see Valia reappear, but in a slightly different spot than where you last saw her. So she's like there, then she's there.
Oh hey, you've got invisibility. That's awesome. Or teleportation.
Oh, crap. Did you just teleport? That was cool. That took.
Yes. Something weird is going on, and now I don't know. It's weird. I've got somebody in my head talking to me, and
Welcome to the club.
You got away.
I'll
What?
kind of like look at Tobias. Like, what do you mean? Welcome to the club.
And Ulfgar's looking back and
Somebody
forth
been
at both
talking
of
to
you.
you?
Nobody's
Nobody's talking to me in my head.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
kind of looking at them like, what's going on?
Are you
At that moment, I'm still here. It's so dark.
Well,
oh God.
forgot about you. Never mind.
This
Don't
place is
ignore
gonna be the
me.
death of me.
No,
So
please explain what's going on.
okay, I guess since this thing is, I guess, in my head, I'm just gonna be like, you, that's in my head, could you help us out, maybe? Could you tell us who the skeleton person is? I'm just like looking at the ceiling too, because I like have no clue.
I'm just imagining the movie Dune, where there's just so much internal dialogue, and it's all going on right now.
Actually, do we manage to open the box?
Nope, it is there isn't an opening on it. It's a box of one like solid shape.
I'm still holding it.
It's a crystal box.
Yeah, and sorry, yeah, Kellisto is still kind of holding on.
Kellisto, could you lend me this box?
What are you gonna do with it? Who's telling you to take it?
She's all like petting it.
Please?
It's mine.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna walk over the box and look at it really close. And I'm like trying to figure out if I have to talk to this thing out loud or, like whatever's going on. I'm still.
Ulfgar does one of these between everybody and just goes right past them.
The skeleton up on the ceiling kind of. It's almost like it sees Ulfgar coming and then across the ceiling to here, and then tries to scramble past you all, like
I tried grabbing him
down to the opening. So anybody trying to grab the skeleton as it tries to escape the room,
no you don't.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay.
See if you can grab him.
I'm I'm too far away, so.
I've got a dead girl in my hand.
Jesus.
Tobias, manages to kind of grab onto an ankle as this skeleton is kind of climbing. It's a little disturbing because it's climbing down the wall, so it's kind of like upside down, trying to slip out through the giant skull carving, and you grab it by an ankle.
Not so fast.
Ulfgar lands on his face.
Okay, we don't mean you. No, we don't want to harm you. At least not yet.
Ulfgar's like, what? As he sits up from missing.
I'll ask Callisto for the box. So can I hold that for a minute? Let me see.
Sure.
Okay,
Maybe
I'm
I
going-
can figure something out with it.
Okay, I'm going to ask out loud. Little girl, tell us who you are.
I don't understand where I am. Why is it so dark? Please explain.
Tobias,
Are you friends of my father?
you're confusing the poor lass.
Please help me.
Ask her who her father
Okay,
is. So
but
far.
firstly, I would like to know your name.
I don't remember. Why is it so dark? I've been so alone.
Ulfgar tries to get in front of the skeleton so it can't get out the room.
You're like jockeying the opening.
Don't forget that there's a walking
Or
clattering
like a
skeleton
goalie
that's
in
climbing
the
walls
opening.
in this room.
Then I would ask, what is the last thing that you remember?
Only the darkness. Always the darkness.
Before?
That is all there is darkness. Why aren't you answering me? Where am I? How did I get here?
Then how do you remember your father if you don't remember anything but the darkness?
I don't know. I don't know these answers. Why aren't you answering me questions?
Who's your
This is-
dad?
This is making me.
Ulfgar's like starting to get
I'm
suspicious.
very unsettled. I'm really getting quite angry.
Oh, don't worry. We'll take care of this. Just calm down. We'll try to figure things out. It'll just take us a little bit of time. Shouldn't be too much longer.
Make a charisma or a deception check, Callisto.
Deception. Oh,
Charisma would have been way better.
that is charisma. But yeah.
Okay.
I-
How are you going to fix this? I don't
I just
believe you.
I'm like, look, you're in a dark room in some kind of weird tomb and you're dead. You're a skeleton. You've been climbing the walls. You're freaking everybody out. We don't know who your father is. Do you even know who your father is? Do you know? Since you don't know your own.
So
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, you're making things worse.
her voice gets very dark. I am not dead. It's not possible. And
I am telling you the truth. I have no choice at this point. But yeah, you're dead, but we don't understand why your spirit is still here. Let us help you.
so she says, hang on. Why is it so dark?
Because
Lights.
there's no light?
The lights are on. Open your eyes, lass.
My eyes are open. Is this like very kind of like almost demonic voice?
I just look at Ulfgar. I'm like, you might want to stop talking to her. You're making her very upset.
He is.
Ulfgar tries to jump on the skeleton at this point just to make sure it doesn't get out.
If you're truly blind, then how do you know that we are here?
Says, I am not blind. I can see.
Then
There's a reason why she's.
why are you seeing darkness?
That is what I've been asking you, and you are ignoring me.
Oh boy.
You don't answer my questions. You tell me that I'm dead.
We are telling you what we know.
You're actually undead per se.
So
Can I get closer
I
to
like,
her?
I
Maybe
like
she
to
could see
roll
the.
persuasion.
Maybe she could see the staff, and maybe she'll recognize it by chance or anything.
yeah, she. So sorry. Say what you're doing again, Valia.
So I was gonna get closer to her. Maybe she could see the staff that I'm holding, and maybe she'll recognize anything. Or, I'll just tell her, look, calm down. We'll help you. We're trying to figure out where we are as well.
Okay. So when you tell her that she's undead, actually, and start kind of moving towards her with the staff, she shrieks out in horror, and Kellisto, you see the eye sockets in that skull flare with a green flame, and
Green flame.
with a shattering crash, the crystal box explodes.
Oh.
And the skull that you're. Oh, go on.
As it explodes, I basically probably drop whatever I'm holding, and
Yeah, you get some like little cuts on your hands from holding the box when it exploded. And this crystal just shatters and scatters across the floor, and the skull levitates into the air and says, "I don't know why you're lying to me, but for this you will pay." And the flames in the eye sockets of the skull, the green flame projects forth, and
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
let's see. Hang on, she's got 1, 2, 3 people around her.
Ulfgar would like to say something at this point if there's time.
Yeah, go for it.
Says, I don't know what you're going through, but it's probably due to this skeleton doing something to you. And he's like wrestling with the
You know what helps if I actually number people before I roll? Right, so Ulfgar's 1, Tobias is 2, and Kellisto is 3. Let's roll that again.
Oh boy.
I have a quick question
sorry,
before we
Callisto.
continue. Do I know? I guess whenever this cloud engulfed me, I know who this is. Apparently.
I think they would have kind of introduced themselves, yeah.
Okay.
Hello there, I'll be your friendly
My poor
intruder
character's
spirit for the day.
demeanor.
So
I'll be slowly devouring your mind.
this happens, so fire ray twice at Kellisto.
Oh dear.
the second one hits, first one does not.
Okay. Alright, let's roll some initiative.
Do I take any damage?
I don't think you do. Let me double check though. Because I think it's just a ray. Yeah, no, there's no like area of effect, so it's just she
Drop of gold
shoots at
inside.
Kellisto.
So that's those 1d3s. There are just for hits.
Those 1d3s were for me. She was kind of randomly attacking, so those 1d3s were for me to determine who the.
Oh, okay.
I got 15.
Okay, and hey Vallen, would you mind taking on Aelia, please?
Mm-hmm. You have to give her control to me.
Oh, really? I thought I'd already done that. Of the character sheet?
I don't have access to her
Oh, the icon.
her token to roll.
Okay, alright. I can fix that.
And actually, I don't have her character sheet. Oh, there is her character sheet.
While that's going on, I'm just like in my head, talking to this spirit. I'm just like, is there anything you can tell me what's going on here? I don't understand. I don't even understand how you got here.
So the spirit says that is a long story. She says, and I don't think now is the time.
No, I agree there. Is there any way you could... do you know who this is?
She says, hang on. She says, this is, Nepartak. Says, this is the granddaughter of the last queen of Omu.
Great.
So how come she didn't instantly fall in love with Tobias?
Okay. All right. So that's everybody, right? Okay, everybody.
Mhm.
Okay. So Aelia actually gets to go first.
Who does? Oh, Aelia.
Aelia. Yep.
That's probably going to be a good thing. Just say.
Let's see. So her movement is pretty good. I don't remember what it is. 40. So there's 40. 60. 80. There you go. So she's just gonna move over there. Catching up. Hearing screams and stuff.
Okay.
And rays going off.
Mm-hmm.
And Callisto's going, ow!
Can you fix my initiative? It's 15.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. And actually, I should also... I realized one person that I did not roll for. Let me roll for them. There we go. Please resort that. Okay, so we'll do Skeleton Key next time around. Alright, Tobias. That skull just levitated away from Kellisto and shot green flame at her. Green flame! She helps if I do this.
Could you spell her name for me? Or what the spirit told me?
Yeah. It is... like... I'm just trying to find a copy and paste. There we go. That'll do. There we go.
Thank
you. How to resolve this?
Fireball.
I am not a wizard.
Once upon a time, we knew one.
Tell me, is there a stone floor?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to use the best cantrip.
The best country. I mean, there is a little bit, just from decayed like stuff that is blown in over the decades, but a little bit of dirt, but not a lot.
I just wanted to collapse the floor and bury the skeleton.
Oh. It's stone underneath.
Well, so I can do. Okay. I have no idea what to do because.
Sure, and just hold your action.
I'm tempted to call Arokh here, but he will be stuck for a day in this room. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out my Wand of Web.
Okay.
And I'm going to aim slightly in the area that is not occupied by my party members and going to bind the skull.
Okay. Let's have a look. 20-foot cube. So you're kind of aiming behind the skull then?
Yeah.
Okay.
20 feet.
Yeah, that's a lot of web.
That's a lot of web.
Okay.
So I'm going kind of like this.
Okay. Yep. Right, so I think how web works is next time it is Nepartak's turn, they get to make a dexterity saving throw. Actually, let me see. Are they immune to any shizzle whizzle like that? Okay, nope. Alright.
As a bonus action, I'm going to assume parrying stance.
Okay.
Just to gain myself like +1 AC.
Mm-hmm. Alright, very good. Valia.
I'm going to just kind of, I guess I have to kind of shadow, tell her, I know who you are, and I know who your grandfather. She's the granddaughter of the last ruler, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told him what the spirit told me, and explained to him I don't know how you got like this, but we can help.
Make a persuasion check. Okay. Is there anything you want to, any actions you want to take? Or are you gonna wait and see?
I'll just wait and see.
Okay. Alright, so I've got a held action for Valia.
Yep.
Okay. So, the Partak needs to make a dex. Okay. So, manages to kind of dodge the worst of the web.
Yeah, DC is 15, so it dodged.
Let's see. Dexterity 7 for on fails. Okay, so right. So she kind of
That was save or that was check?
well, that's what she has as an NPC.
Okay.
Okay, so she kind of floats over there a bit. And she says, oh, she doesn't say anything at all. It's this kind of scream of rage. And she is going to, ooh, what is this? I'll check that out next time. She's going to use this. Oop. And we're going to do 4 with Ulfgar being 1, Tobias being 2, Kellisto being 3, and Valia being 4.
It shoots multiple missiles, by the way, so it can split.
Yeah. Okay. Ulfgar, you're closest, so you take 11 magic missile damage.
Okay.
Okay. So she's kind of screaming in rage doing that, and that's her turn. Ulfgar, how would you like to retort?
Well, now what I've got in my mind might not actually match up with what is actually happening.
Okay.
I was imagining that the skeleton was originally like trying to clamber away. Ulfgar was just kind of like on top of it, kind of like wrestling with it and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's prone. and he was probably originally winding up a guiding bolt to shut this skeleton down, but has changed his mind to the other target, being the more dangerous foe and not just something that's trying to crawl away. And he would probably shoot at the floating skull at this point, I'm guessing it is, with guiding bolt.
Okay.
So that did not do it to hit roll. I don't know why. Hold on a second. See if I can do damage. Oh, yeah, forgot to do that. We try that again. There we go. 14.
That does hit.
Okay, so there's your radiant damage above that.
Okay. Hang on, let me see.
And the skull should be easier to hit.
Next person to attack, I believe, gets advantage.
So, Guiding Bolt, does that do anything extra against undead?
Yes. If they are, it says make a ranged spell attack. It takes 46 radiant damage. The next attack roll made against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical dim light glittering on the target until then. But typically undead are usually weak to radiant, so that's all.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there's kind of a searing bolt that strikes the skull and blasts kind of part of it away.
And then I guess that's all. Ulfgar just focuses the rest of his movement, bonus action, whatever, to try and stay on top of or prevent this skeleton from escaping.
Okay. Alright, yeah, the skeleton is wriggling, but we'll see what it does after Kellisto. Kellisto, what would you like to do?
Alright, so she hurt me. Nobody else is really... Well, Ulfgar just attacked her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ulfgar did take a magic missile. You saw this kind of three purple like streaks of energy kind of explode out of where the skull was and just like homing beacon in on Ulfgar. Just
then I used like
pew pew pew,
like holy magic shooting at it. It's like white in the center with like rainbow marks
it's just
coming
these
off
pew
of
pews, just like
the unicorn heads popping up around it.
I'm going to try to talk to it.
Okay.
So I was trying to help you, but you just hurt me. If you stop, we can try to figure this out together.
Okay. The skull just kind of continues like screaming.
Well, now you're annoying me, so now.
And you're annoying.
Yep. So I just go ahead and initiate my flame and then go over to it.
Whack it.
And whack it.
So that area is webbed, just so you know.
Oh, never
Web.
mind.
Webbity web.
Oh, shoot. I guess I'm going to have to resort to my thorn whip.
You've got you could, yeah.
Oh, that hits.
That works.
Okay.
There's now another light source in the room.
So I didn't initiate my flame blade. I did
Oh.
the thorn whip instead. Because I didn't realize there was webbing. I wouldn't have.
And do you want to pull it closer to you?
Yes.
Okay. So
Into the webbing.
Yep. It kind of
You
gets
actually
pulled
can
back into
initiate
the
your
webbing.
flame blade because it's a bonus action spell.
Okay, well, I'll initiate the flame
So-
blade as well.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So all the magical stuff going on
Mhm.
in Callisto's square right now.
Get over here.
Okay, the skeleton key is going to try and escape your grapple. And it's a little bit more dexterous. And do you want to make an opposed check with that? You're trying to... sit on it.
Who are you talking to?
You.
Now I know that grapples, when you escape, you can do it acrobatics or athletics, but to maintain one, I think it's just acrobatics, isn't it?
I thought it was just athletics.
Or athletics, I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Yeah. You're just sitting on it. And
Got it
it's
in a headlock.
squirming.
No. I'll put you in a sleeper hold.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Alright. How about Aelia? What's she doing?
Oh, it's her turn.
It is.
She'd see the skeleton before her that Ulfgar currently has in his grips, but probably does she hear the screaming in her head from the other one?
No. It's only once you enter the room.
But she does see a magical floating skull that is currently that was
maybe
just
she
attacked and
might have
attacked
seen.
Ulfgar.
I mean, there's a lot going on in there. You know, it's like it's in a web. It's.
I think she would like to try and figure out the situation a bit, like make a perception
maybe take,
or
like, her bonus
insight
action
or
to
something.
kind of.
What's that?
Maybe take her bonus action to kind of like take in what's going on.
Yeah, because there's multiple enemies here. She doesn't know what's going on, and she's not used to seeing people wrestle with a skeleton.
Yeah. If she takes a sec to figure out what's going on, then she'll see, you sitting on this weird skeleton, the green floating fiery skull.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Kellisto, and actually all of you kind of in a fairly aggressive stance towards the green floaty skeleton while being somewhat passive towards the weird skelly.
Then she would probably like to use... I don't think she can move 20 feet. No, definitely not. She's not going to charge, but she would probably use... hold on a second. I gotta see which one it is. Oh, it doesn't actually have the details there. Martial item, lunging attack. When you make a melee attack on your turn, you can expend one superiority die to increase your reach for that attack by 5 feet. If you hit, you add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. So she would like to try and move up to here. And try and use a reach attack to poke at the skeleton.
So is she standing like
Or the
in
skull.
the mouth of the skull? Or what?
Right, because I mean that's the opening, right?
Yeah.
So then she's just attacking over top of Ulfgar and the skeleton on the ground.
Okay.
And using her reach attack to try and hit this skull.
Oh.
Not the skeleton, the skull. See, I don't know.
But, I mean, my problem is that she's trying to partially occupy a space that's already occupied by somebody who's not an ally. If you see what I mean. My other problem is, I suppose that's like 10 feet away. You see what I mean? Like, that skelly is like...
Then I suppose
kind
she
of
would be
way.
back here. And then, let's see. Well, that's going to be exact. Come on. Let's turn this off. Take off, snap to center, snap to corner. No snapping. There we go. So from her, it would be out of range. Be just out of range.
I think if she gets too close to the skeleton key, that skeleton key is going to grab at her legs and try and use them as like leverage to get itself out from under you, and
Okay, well then in that case she would just try and pin it as best she can. Just lend a hand to holding it down, trying to like put her hooves on it.
Okay.
And spear.
Okay.
So she will use
sure
the
she
help
doesn't wanna-
action for Ulfgar.
You sure she doesn't want to turn it?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, she probably does. Yeah, she totally would. I totally forgot about that. Okay, yeah. She uses Destroy Undead.
Okay.
Let's see, where is it? don't know that she has it listed on here. Let's just turn undead on here. Put it on there. There we go. Oh, and then her destroy undead option. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this dude needs to make a wisdom save. Oh, do you know what her DC is?
Whoops. Is it like spell DC? Like spell save DC is 15.
Okay, yeah, right. So
Her wisdom is 4
wisdom's each.
plus 4.
Each undead within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails its throw, let me check their challenge rating. Yep, so the skeleton key, you kind of, Ulfgar's butt kind of like drops to the floor because the skeleton key just like evaporates into dust. Is that a good word? Disintegrates into dust, just kind of like.
There are only metal bits remaining.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then the other
Sleeper hold gets him every time.
the other one fails but does not disintegrate and instead is turned.
So it proceeds to scream as it floats away.
Yeah. And so what you notice about Aelia, Tobias and Ulfgar, well, you probably all see the skeleton when it this guy when it collapses, right, when it disintegrates, the skull part that's all kind of attached to metal does not. So the rest of it all turns to dust, but the skull with the metal fixings clatters to the floor.
Wonderful. New head jewelry.
Okay. Right. Tobias? Or anything else Aelia wanted to do? Sorry.
That's all she could do.
Okay. Then Tobias, your turn.
So guiding bolt won't affect anymore the skull, the floating skull. Right?
It should still work. There was no targeted attack against it. She just turned it.
No, because it was
There was no attack roll made.
not aggro.
So the next attack roll has advantage.
Oh, yep. That's a good point.
Okay, I'm going to cast guiding bolt.
I see how you are. Guiding bolt chain.
Teamwork.
Why didn't you guys combo this before? Alright.
Hey,
Don't ask silly questions.
hey, since what level are you like subclassing?
But with the guiding bolt,
Yeah.
there's just this last level. He's only cast it. He usually is casting a different spell.
Okay, I'm going to cast guiding bolt.
Oh, you got the advantage.
Yay! And it's an nat 20. Nice.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, so that hits.
Oh yeah, double those dice and then radiant damage on top of that.
And I'm going to cast it on second level.
Okay. Yeah, your guiding bolt just pulverizes whatever's left of
Get wrecked.
this oh damn it, of the skull. So
Stop screaming in my head.
yeah, and the screaming stops
Ugh.
and skull hang on, let me see.
I'm just standing here pointing to where the skull was with my fingers smoking. Like,
Yeah, it just is blasted right? And parts of Scorched Skull kind of explode around the room. Well, as much as it can, explode into a webbed area. Blip, 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 blip. All these bits, all these fragments of skull just explode into the webs.
Explode web.
Tobias is going to release a very long, deep sigh.
It's been a long day.
You won't believe it.
So yes, the screaming does stop.
And I'm just going to turn to Aelia. Better late than never.
Must I kill everything for you?
So there is actually, could everybody make a perception check, please?
Perception check. All right.
Come on.
The first one was Aelia.
Okay. So you all hear from in all of the little niches around the room, all these little like cracks and crannies where the skulls are all stuffed in and muddy and whatnot. You hear this crawling sound as if hundreds of tiny legs are scraping against bone and stone, and you hear like dust and dirt kind of scattering as it's, you know, as if it's being pushed aside.
A quick thing. I don't know if this is going to make any difference. Anything that could see or hear Aelia within 30 feet when she turned undead would have been affected.
Okay. All right. Yep. You still hear that.
Okay. Are we still in turn order?
Yeah. Let's keep it that way for a little bit.
Okay. Toby, what you doing? You just zapped it to oblivion, and now you hear creepy crawlies coming out the wall.
Okay, then time to move out. Abort the mission.
Let's just go home. The skeleton key is kind of dead.
Yeah, I'm just going to squeeze past Aelia.
Take Fred with us.
What do you take?
Sorry,
What do you do?
I was speaking out of turn. No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yep, so Tobias squeezes back through the mouth. Valia, how about you?
Oh, I guess I'm just gonna go. I'm like, oh, yep, I don't know what that is, but let's go. And I'm gonna head out.
Okay. Alright, yeah, Ulfgar people are like climbing past you. You're like sitting there on the skeleton key as he was trying to make a run for it. And
Ulfgar is busy picking up the skeleton key bits and taking them and trying to get out of there as well.
okay.
Lister, let's go. Get a move on. What's taking you so long?
Alright, so you're climbing out as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're taking the skull with the metal bits with you?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. Alright, Kellisto, are you doing the
I'm
same?
also going to attempt to climb out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any difficulty in climbing out.
Okay, just checking.
Aelia's there helping people out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's quite easy to climb in and out of it. Okay. Alright, so yeah, you're all able to kind of climb back out the door.
Is there a way of closing the door now? Are the lights the fire in the eyes turned on.
Yeah. The little flames do relight in the skull's eye sockets.
Right. Do we still hear the sounds coming from inside the room?
Yes, you do. And actually
Sorry,
the
I
jaw does kind of like reset into the position where you first saw it. Like it was kind of hanging like a hinge, you know, very loosely, and it kind of takes on a little bit of tension again. So kind of the flames like burst up, and the jaw kind of resumes its former position.
Right.
Yeah, and you do hear like all this like kind of like creepy crawly noises from within the chamber.
Okay. I think we got what we needed out of that room. A lot of trouble. Let's keep going. I don't want to get caught up by whatever those things are that I'm hearing. And he kind of pushes onward and says, "Let's head down the stairs."
Is there any way you can close the jaws?
Nope.
Oh, let's go.
I open doors. I don't lock them.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually remove turn order if you guys are exiting, running away.
What are you talking about?
Yep, I see you running away. All right, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, back for whatever you want to do as a group.
Ulfgar is pretty much going to head towards the stairs unless people say otherwise.
I'm likely just to follow him rather than actually say anything.
Okay, Valia and Tobias, how about you?
I'll do the same.
Aelia's just going to keep bringing up the rear.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. So, first I'll like uncover this bit because wait, are the stairs uncovered or no?
Yeah. The entire center area is because we threw a light down there before.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Excuse me.
Let me prep the next bit then quickly.
Trying to remember. Oh, right. I was going to add to my list skeleton key skull.
Okay, why are you being weird? Roll 20. Hang on, I have to refresh. Roll 20. Does not want to uncover the bits I want to uncover. It's not particularly helpful, especially because now all my stuff that I had open is now gone.
Oh, yeah, because you had to refresh. Oh, I hate that. Oh, it's like I just want to star some stuff so that I can reopen it all.
Roll 20, what's going on?
Say
okay,
no.
Hang on.
No.
It's doing it. It's just taking its sweet time.
So as we're proceeding down the stairs, Ulfgar says, "So
I
careful, everyone. On the way down here, we saw something going, like, vanish. As we saw it, it put on a mask.
No, it had a mask on the whole time.
Had a mask, and it went vanished. Went vanished. Yes.
It went vanished.
Yes.
Well done.
That's how it comes out in Dwarven. Dwarvish.
That's better. Okay. Sorry, one sec. I was not expecting you to go downstairs straight away.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've already been most other places, and that's possibly able to spin blade is just not. Yeah. Not wanting to do that. Not a very penitent dwarf.
Okay. Alright, so you head down the stairs. Let me grab everybody's token. I might just move you all together so you're easy to grab.
Mm-hmm.
One sec, Ulfgar, can I move you back over here? Sorry. This is much easier to grab when you're all in one bunch. Let me move your tokens over and then I'll move you over.
Oh, are we going to a new map?
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Oh.
Bad choice. We're going down to dungeon level 2. I didn't think that we finished exploring dungeon level 1 yet. I haven't found the shop. There's no save spot.
Alright, let me take you over. Oh, let me check. One sec. Sorry, just want to check one more thing. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, let me take you over to the next map.
Might have to zoom out a bit because it's just gonna be a big black. Oh no, oh, I see. It's not bad. It's not bad. Just need to zoom out a little teeny bit. Okay.
Okay. So, let me get this. So it's the stairs are going down, and you notice you've got a corridor leading off this way, one leading off this way, and a bronze plaque in the wall over here.
Right. Ulfgar gets down here and takes a look around the corner.
Okay. You see a. Wait, you've got 60 foot something ridiculous, haven't you?
60-foot dark vision, yes. So
I hate that. Okay.
There's still another race that can see 120 feet, so.
You see down a corridor, and then there's something weird going on in that room at the end. It's like it looks like there might be like a sculpture on the floor or something.
Would I be able to discern that? I can only see shades of gray. Or would I think it might possibly be a giant creature's head or something?
No, I think it looks like it's made of stone, but you don't see the color there.
Okay. Peeking down there, Ulfgar just say, I don't think that that's a good spot to stop. Let's keep going. And he moves on around here and takes a peek around the next doorway.
Okay. You see.
Which actually,
10, 20, 30, 40. There you go.
Woo! Excuse me.
I moved past Ulfgar to the plaque.
Okay. So the plaque.
Which works out good because Ulfgar would say, "You guys stay here. I'm just gonna go peek down here real quick."
The plaque is fixed to the wall, and it is engraved in common, and looks like this.
The ring is a path to another tomb. Dead abhor some. Oh no, not another clues sheet. Crap. Sunlight, only a jewel contained the frog. Bow as the dead god intoned. Into darkness descend. Right.
Wait a minute, this is second morning.
What?
It was the first.
On the obelisk outside.
Yep, exactly. Do you want to see that one again?
Yes.
That was one that helped us open everything, right?
Yes.
There's that one.
Except for the one that says, stick your hand in the giant statue's mouth. That wasn't
Oh, speak no truth to the doomed child.
Shucks.
Sorry.
If only somebody.
Oops. Sorry, this might be a little late to relay, but I don't have a choice but to tell the truth.
True
Great.
Anyway. Yeah. I look forward to that. Ulfgar would like to sneak down here and have a spy down both these passageways.
Okay, in 1 second. So I just want to mention as well, over here,
Sorry, I don't see where you're looking.
Sorry.
I'm very zoomed in.
over here,
Ah, okay.
whoop. There's, let's see, a 9-foot high stone door. And it looks like there's some kind of carving on the front of it that's kind of at human head height. Actually, the more you look at it, the more you can see that they're kind of like oval-shaped holes. Not necessarily a carving, but oval-shaped holes are like carved into the front of this 9-foot high door. Okay. So Ulfgar, you're looking down there, and you see what looks like kind of a bit of a. Hang on, let me look at this. I think it's like a tiled floor, kind of.
Crap, there it is.
Yeah, it's a marble. It looks like the floor changes to a different stone.
Where at?
Here. Oh, except. Sorry. There. Like here's the new floor.
Okay. And he would he'd be peeking both
Okay.
ways here.
Alright, so that, the corridors to the north and south curve upward and out of sight, but with no rails or steps to allow them to be climbed. There's a corpse of a half, well, it's a corpse of something to the north.
Okay. And to the south?
To the south, the corridor just curves upwards. There you go, like that. So the floor is literally like going like this.
Okay.
It does look like it's gripping a staff. The corpse does.
Ulfgar tries to mage hand the staff.
Okay.
And just kind of drag it here.
Okay. So,
Actually, he would probably try and keep it just off the ground if he could.
okay. So the staff, I don't have a picture of it, but it is, it has a bronze, is tipped with a bronze goat's head.
Okay.
And you can see actually, like, because the corpse is kind of slumped against this floor that's curving upwards.
Mm-hmm.
The corpse is not all human.
Right.
Okay.
I guess I'll
He'd
come
head back.
around here and be like, Ulfgar, where'd you go?
He'd be coming back with the staff in tow with his mage hand.
Okay.
And he'd say, there's a corpse up ahead in a really weirdly shaped pathway. I dare not cross it with all the traps we've run into so far, especially since there's a corpse in it. But it was carrying this, and he uses mage hand to like hold up the staff. Have you ever seen anything like this before? He
I'm
holds it
gonna
up to
hold
the
up my
group.
staff, and I'm gonna be like, can I touch the staff? I'm just gonna touch it with my finger. I'm gonna be like,
Ulfgar would actually kind of use mage hand to pull it back and say, careful, I don't want it to send off some kind of weird poison spray like your last one did, or whatever
I'm
I thought
like,
it was.
no, it wasn't poison spray. I don't think. I was like, if you grab that staff, I have a feeling you're gonna get somebody weird stuck in your head. Like I just giggle at Tobias. Like, sorry, no offense, man.
I kind of look at them. I'm like, I think we need to talk about you guys all like hearing voices in your head.
Ulfgar says, I just want to get a spot where we could sit down for a bit and
We don't
can
judge you when
discuss.
you're drunk.
So the staff, this staff is like, it looks like the main part of the staff is it's very smooth. It looks like it's made of like a dark or like a kind of almost like teak, like it's wooden. It's this very rich kind of color, and yep, the end of it is just tipped with this bronze goat's head. So it has these two kind of horns that are bending back and
Has
May
it
I
got
see
any
if
writing on it?
goat ears.
May I see if it's magical? And what school of magic is this?
Are you casting detect magic?
Like to see if it's magical altogether.
I'd guess that it is. I don't have the time to cast it here unless you want to wait, but I was just trying to find a spot we could sit down and do
While
this
you're
kind of
doing
stuff.
that, I'm like, do you remember the gods, the little gods that we came across? Was there one that had that was like a goat or ram or?
Don't remember any like that. That's why I'm asking. Doesn't look familiar to me.
Because this one, I held the staff up. I'm like, this one is one of them.
Right. I mean,
Which
that
one?
that one there. That's one of them snake things that bit Callisto in the face, right?
Yeah, it's a Chakuli.
Aye.
It's Moa, by the way, in case you're wondering.
I thought you said it was Chakuli.
Moa says, "Thank you. You have learned my name well."
You're welcome. I just look up at the ceiling. I'm like, well, here's the thing. When I pick the staff up, since I just kind of look at y'all. You can tell I'm like really uncomfortable telling everybody everything. Like when I picked the staff up, that wasn't poison. It was the spirit of Moa, who is now inhabited into my body, and now talks to me.
Well, I
Oh.
hope you don't mind. I'm just along for the ride.
Wolfgar would like
No,
to
you're
insight
fine.
check her words.
It's okay. I just like talking in the air. I'm like, they should probably know what's going on. Do you recognize that staff, by the way?
I've never seen that staff before.
They've never seen that staff before. So I probably wouldn't touch it. Is it magical?
Here's something that, with her saying, I've never seen that staff before, and Ulfgar, my first impulse would have been Ulfgar instantly would have just dropped Mage Hand and grabbed it then. And then she says, so I probably wouldn't touch it. And I'm just thinking at the exact moment that she says that is when he does that.
So you're grabbing the staff?
Sadly, yes.
Nothing happened, actually.
And then he'd like grab it and then go, oh! At the same moment.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Okay. And he sees it, goes, oh! Oh, it's a staff. He says, I don't hear any more voices in my head than I usually do, so I can inspect it further once we've got a moment.
Well, my thing is, after sitting here for a minute, if we found Moa in here, the odds of us probably finding the other gods in here are probably pretty high, considering where we are and what this place is. So be careful.
Wait, are you saying you're being inhabited by a god?
Have you not been listening to me?
Well, I thought you said, you had like this little Klingon of a spirit or something like that, but...
I don't think Moa likes you calling it that.
Well, you're saying
It is a
it's
little degrading, you're
it's
right.
a god. So you've got a god inside you. What was a god doing entombed in a staff to begin with?
That is kind of a good question. Why were you in the staff?
She's like having a conversation with
This is a long story.
Can I focus on finding what place to rest.
Aye, but I don't think it should be down this way. There's a dead person, and that means that we might be dead people if we rest there, so I don't want to go there.
I don't think there's anywhere in this place to rest, to be fair.
It has been a long day, and now Tobias says this, I think you all do feel kind of like, wow, yeah, when did we sleep last? Like, can I remember having some rest, like,
About 45
way
minutes
back,
ago.
like, when we were outside.
Of course,
This
well,
is
there.
probably
go
the
back.
best place.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right here. This entrance is step one. Just right inside and look, see if I can. I'm gonna have to light a torch, but see if I see anything.
No, your Warhammer would still be going.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, then I want to look.
Ooh.
Call out,
Excuse me.
like, hey, Valia, is she nice? Can I get one?
Maybe if we find other artifacts.
Moa says to you, Valia, the others are not as nice as I am.
Sorry, the other ones you're cut out. Discord's being weird.
Oh,
to me
sorry.
too.
She says, the others are not as nice as I am.
Yeah, I kind of figured that from some of the history pieces that we found along the way about you guys. I get that we probably won't get along very well. You would probably better suited, to be honest, with the Druid.
Is she okay? Do you see her talking to herself like this? It's kind of weird. Well, yeah, you're starting to give me a worry.
Okay.
I don't think you would like the Dwarf.
If I heard her half the conversation, I would have said, no, I think the Centaur would have been better.
It's like the Centaur's a zombie right now.
Then she'd have control over her too.
Says no, but we need to get this completed. We need to go and do. And if you need rest, then we shall rest. She seems on task.
Are we just gonna sleep in the hallway? I mean, anything can come in.
Ulfgar says there's some kind of statue down in the floor down in there, but I don't know if it's another trap room or not.
So Valia, looking down there, you can see there is some weirdness going on. The walls and the floors look pretty strange, and then in the center is, a sculpture, looks like, in the middle of the floor. It's kind of tough to see what it is, though, because it actually looks like it's facing upwards.
I said, Callisto, I call Callisto over to me.
Okay. Did you find another one for me?
Actually, I'm like, I just kind of look around. I'm like, Moa, it was nice being with you, but hopefully this works. I say, here, Callisto. I grab Callisto's hand and just put it on the staff and hand it to her.
I kind of look at her like, what's going on?
Hang on one second. Moa says, I don't think that's wise. I think I'll stay where I am.
Oh, no.
It's pretty. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, I was hoping that I was hoping Moa would go to you because we kind of have a bit of a conflict of interest.
I want to lie all the time. Moa doesn't want me to.
Makes it kind of hard to do what I need to do, things that I need to do. No offense there, Moa.
What's the conflict? Does she not let you kill things? Because that's really not going to work.
Yeah, it's what I'm trying to explain. And well, I don't know. I guess it's attached now. I guess I don't have to. I can't really. I don't know.
You got a parasite.
Hold on to that staff. Hold on to that staff. I'm just gonna take another step down the hall.
I turn to Ulfgar and go, shh! Don't make her mad.
Yeah, so as you get a bit closer to that room, you can see that the walls and the floor are all cracked, and they look like they're carved as well, with some kind of lesser carvings. But yeah, in the middle of that room, you can see kind of what looks like the part that's facing you looks like the underside of a jaw.
Is that a mouth? I'm gonna take one more step closer.
Okay.
I dutifully am just following along.
Here we are at it again. The children ran away.
Yeah, it does look like the bottom of a mouth, like the underside of a mouth, and you can see that it's painted green as well.
Ulfgar looks over to Tobias and
Kellisto.
says, "It's probably best we stay out here. Often when they get
Think
up
it's
to
a mouth.
stuff like this, fire and lightning starts coming out the hallway. It's not a
Yeah,
pretty
but-
sight."
But on the other hand, we cannot sit in one place.
Let's just give him a moment.
Alright, take another step.
Okay, you can kind of see now the carvings in the walls and floor are actually images of terrified humanoids falling.
This is a great place to rest.
I'm like, Callisto, this is getting more creepy. I just keep going.
So yeah, you can kind of see now that this the main carving and like this green carving is a bearded devil face, and it is kind of pointing towards the ceiling, and has its mouth like wide open. And it
One more step.
Okay. It looks like the mouth is like you can't see in the mouth. It's very dark in the mouth, but the mouth is like almost 5 foot wide open.
Okay. Can I peek in the room without walking in? Or...
Yep. You can kind of like lean forward and look around in this room, and the walls and the floor are all covered with cracks and carvings of humans and elves and dwarves and tieflings, all kinds of humanoids just falling, and they look terrified. The faces are depicted in these like screams and like it's quite disturbing. They all look incredibly scared.
Okay, Callisto, this is a bit unsettling.
And
I'm not going in that mouth.
And as you stand there, forlorn cries echo from the mouth of the carving in the middle. There's kind of this.
I'm not going in there either.
Yeah. It almost sounds like the wind, but then you kind of hear it a little more clearly, and it's definitely like cries of multiple kind of voices.
Oh, this is weird.
We should rest here.
All right. Jump in the mouth. We'll rest there. I'm gonna take one step in. I told Callisto, wait, don't come in here yet, just in case.
Nope. I want to leave. Let's go.
No, don't leave me here.
Callisto just books down the hall.
Peace out.
Just gotta go past.
So nothing, like you're almost expecting something to happen when you walk in the room, but nothing does happen. But inside the mouth is curiously dark.
What else?
Is there any more to the room in the picture? Just
Oh yeah, sorry, I can do that. Huh? It is just like 15 foot by 15 foot, kind of like this.
Okay.
Perfect room to rest in.
Sure
I'm
would.
gonna scoot my token over for a minute. I'm still right here.
Okay.
I kind of, I'm just like, Moa, do you happen to know what this is? It's pretty creepy.
Moa says, it looks like a statue to me.
Thank you. I just walked back and looked at Callisto. I was like, well, it's a statue.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know what's in that mouth, and I'm not gonna go in there. Is there like a broken rock or anything, like, because the floor's cracked and stuff? Anything?
Yeah. Yep, you could like grab a bit of the kind of cracked stone.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and kind of see if I could toss them in the mouth.
Okay. Make a dexterity roll. Just straight dex. Just kind of, yeah, I mean it's right there, you're right there, so yeah, you toss this bit of stone and it kind of you hear it like bounce against the stone of this statue. And it just kind of like almost disappears into the darkness a little bit. And then you kind of stand there for just a couple of seconds and hear it clatter kind of further away from you as if it's falling down like tunnel, like a vertical tunnel, you know? And you hear it kind of clattering down this thing. And as you're standing there listening to it do that, and then you hear like another sound approaching, and it's the sound of like hundreds of wings flapping.
You fool of a took! Next time, throw yourself in.
and up out of the mouth come all these like it's just hundreds of bats, right? And they just kind of like
food.
You hear the squeaks and the flaps, and yeah, they just kind of like.
Yeah, I just yell at Kellisto, Kellisto, food!
Lightning storm, go!
Like, let's go. It's slow. I don't want to. I don't have time to do the lightning stuff. Let's go.
Okay. The bats are flying towards you, and just as actually Lyssa has to step away. So the bats kind of, Kellisto, you hear like all these like squeaks and wings flapping, and it's like you see the bats kind of like shoot up out of the mouth of this statue, and you have like just a second really to decide what you want to do.
Okay. This is instantaneous. I'm like, Valia, get behind me. Start going towards Ulfgar. And then I cast.
You're gonna turn into a bat and we never see you again.
Oh, Ice Storm? Wow.
Shit. I didn't know you knew Ice Storm. Holy crap.
Valia, Kellisto just said, get behind me. And she's casting into the room as this kind of swirl of bats is just shot up out of the mouth and is kind of like doing a once around the room.
Batsicles.
Batsicles.
Alright, yeah, I'll stand behind. And I'm like, get him, Kellisto, I'm starving.
Freeze them for later.
Okay, so they get to make a dex save. Okay, they fail. So they take both of those damages? Yeah. Is that right?
I believe so. Let me look.
Okay, yeah, the bats are toast. So they just get clobbered by like icicles and chunks of ice and snow and yeah, just it's like an ice storm.
Yes, and now that room is difficult terrain until the end of my turn next.
Mm-hmm. It's just like hail and icicles are just like kind of falling rapidly and en masse in that room, and the bats just kind of like they're trying to dodge around and stuff, but very quickly they just get clobbered by this, and soon enough, the floor is covered with like, you know how like when tornado weather is like golf ball size hail, it's like that, and icicles, the floor is just covered with it.
I just clap and I'm like, yeah, food.
Okay.
I said, well, we can always stay in here.
It's a good thing we've got our nature druid to like electrocute monkeys and like
that swarm of bats was
freeze bats.
Shortest lived enemy at all ever.
I'm just gonna go in and try and start picking up bats.
Okay, it is kind of like the ground is very uneven and slippery, but yep, you can kind of like
Flippy's got some more new treats.
pick up some bats and
pick up some bats, and I'm gonna be like, all right, Kellisto, what do you think? This obviously leads out somewhere because it was really hollow sounding and bats, so there's an exit to outside somewhere through this. So should we stay in this room or should
Ulfgar's shouting down there, "You guys alright?"
don't say anything.
He can see you. He's just asking.
Moa says, ahem.
Oh, yes, we're okay.
Alright,
Take my
alright.
fun out of my joking.
He looks at Tobias and says, "See, it's best we stay out of the way when they go in there like that."
So
I
I'm
don't
like,
like
well,
this.
you don't like this room
I
either.
don't like this room. I'd rather sleep in the hallway. I'll sleep on the stairs. I don't like this room.
Okay, well, I'll grab. I got like arms full of bats. I'm like, well, let's take these back down. At least we have some food. I guess
Okay.
we'll head back down.
Way to go, Callisto. Going through with the rations.
Hey, I scared them out.
She made
Alright.
sure none survived. It's a quick death.
Indeed.
Alright, I'm gonna come back down the hall, hands full of bats. And like, there's a big scary mouth down there. We don't want to sleep in there, so. But we have food.
Right, well,
They are preserved for a little bit.
okay. Oh, are those bats? What are they? Why are they all frozen?
They're a bit mangled as well.
And beaten to a pulp. Well, we'll have to manage.
I mean,
what we
well,
can.
we kind of had to catch them, so Callisto had to think quickly, and this is what we did.
Well, thanks for the grub. Hope they're fruit bats. All right, so that work, I guess. So there was just a cave, you said? Is that where they came out?
Yeah, I think so. I threw some rocks down there through the mouth. It's very, very dark, and unless you want to, I can tie a rope to you and lower you in there.
Nah, I remember doing that before, and well,
It worked out great, didn't it?
No, I remember a certain
Hey, isn't that how we
mechanical
found Tobias?
No, he ended up losing his friend for a day because of that.
Oh yeah.
yeah. That didn't turn out so well.
If you're going to give you some time, I might get my hands on adequate candidates to go into this hole.
Well, my guess is since there was bats, and it sounded like somebody was screaming down there, but it's more or less probably the. So it means it leads out into somewhere open and outside.
Maybe we should
Leave out there? Yes.
No, we should take a closer look for those warnings.
Well, the
Because
one
it's-
said "Into the darkness descend" on
Yep.
that bronze plaque. What Callisto read off.
I also
But
said
this-
not to tell the scary lady truth, and I did because I couldn't help myself.
This whole place is dark, though, and honestly, we can just keep going around these stairs, and they lead down. So,
Hey, I just heard Tobias volunteered to go into the mouth and down by himself.
well, we need
I
a
say,
spot.
have at it.
We'll need a spot to rest.